Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. Let's see. As of right this second, I'm just going to wait for a few people to come on. It is 12:05. I apologize for being 5 minutes late. I had a little bit of technical difficulties there. All right. Hi, Kay. I got all your entries in and ready to go. All right, I need a quick sound check in lighting. Is it like too bright back here? Should I put the curtain down? Just give me a little bit of feedback, please. All right, we've got 6 people on. Okay, thank you, Kay. Perfect. All right. I have a bunch of, all right, thanks. Thanks, Diane. Hopefully I can slow down the chats a little bit. I can never figure out how to slow down the chats. I'm very technically savvy, but somehow I can't figure that out. All right, so while people are waiting to get on, I am going to, so I'm waiting for a friend of mine that's supposed to get on and give me some feedback. But, hey Tim, hi guys. Preacher Ryker, what's happening? I love it. This is so fun. I get so nervous before a chat, but, so I'm trying to stay a little bit away from the camera, so you're not like, but I get nervous too though. But I'm gonna try to have fun, okay. All right, so while I'm waiting for people to get on, I thought for the people who were nice enough to come on time, I am going to, I'm going to read to you a couple of things because it's my live stream, so I can kind of do what I want. That's the bonus, that's the benefit of this whole thing. So I'm going to read to you a couple of really funny responses that I got in this chat. That just a couple that I thought were worthy of a shout out. So John S says, I love your mods. I love the mods you make me do to my wife's Ryker. The wording of that was awesome. What's up, Nate? And so let me see if sorry, I'm trying to keep my hand on it. Oh, there we go. Good morning, my friend. Oh, thanks, Nate. Okay. So Anita D says, I love your videos. They keep me doing my own upgrades. And I think that's awesome. Obviously, most of my subscribers are men. Just the nature of having a motorcycle kind of channel. But my women subscribers, they're near and dear to my heart because, hey Ross, they're near and dear to my heart because I like to think that I am helping other women motivate them to do things so they don't have to bring it to a shop and ask a guy to do it. And so I like my women subscribers. I like their comments that they've never worked on anything before, but because of my videos, they think that, and they do. They work on it and they do it and it motivates them. So that means a lot to me. Mark B writes, Beth, it's your fault I continue to spend so much money on my Ryker. Every time I watch your videos, I end up spending more money. Thank you. I get it. I get it. Everybody likes modifying the Rykers. I think that was what drew me to the Ryker in the first place, was how flexible the modifications can be. Tracy, and then some people wrote me comments to guilt me into trying to pick them for a winner. So, all right, so someone wrote something in Spanish on upgrade, which obviously means an upgrade. Arproco de Portugal, upgrade something of Portugal. So thank you so much. It sounds like you're writing me from Portugal, it sounds like. So that is so cool that you're on from Portugal. Is that true? Did I get that right? If so, welcome. Okay, so some people wrote me in the message, sorry, that's live, I had an itch, okay. All right, so some people write me, to guilt me into picking them. Like, obviously it's a random drawing, so there's no guilt involved. But Tracy P writes, in capital letters, pick me. So I appreciate the enthusiasm. Bill S writes, I need to win the red ones or I'll never enter another contest as long as I live. All right, Bill, that's like a little guilt trip there. We never, ever, ever. So this is just funny comments. And then the last one, Marty J writes, getting ready to buy a bike, and whichever prize you allot me will be the color of my new Can-Am. So I just thought that was, Custom Sweater Works is on. That's awesome. That's the company I bought my stuff from, or I got my stuff from. So when Marty's comment about whatever link, whatever, I put him in for the red, for the orange, the blue, silver, that's the color. This whole color scheme is based on what he wins in this contest. No pressure there, So if I pick orange, his whole bike is gonna be orange. So hopefully I put you in a good spot. You won't know until you win. I'm gonna leave that as a cliffhanger for you. See if you win. All right, so how this chat is gonna work is I have some pre-written questions that people have sent me in advance, not that many, and I'm going to read those and then Ron is going to respond. So after doing a little random, very funny live chat last night, which I was not expecting to do, it was supposed to be a 2-second thing just to make sure Ron and I could connect and we could hear each other and I could see him on the screen. So it ended up being a little group chat. There was like 15 of us hanging out at 9 o'clock at night on a Friday night, and we were just chilling, talking, and it ended up being a great time. And I actually hung up with Ron because I didn't think he wanted to hear all the little chatter going on. But in the beginning of it, Ron was able to, he was on speakerphone and able to speak with me. And when I played it back, I could hear him on it. So I think instead of adding Ron to the chat message and having him type as fast as he can, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call Ron and hopefully he answers. It'd be funny if he was like sleeping or something and I wake him up and he's like, hey, what's going on? So I'm gonna call Ron and after we get started, and then I'll ask the questions and he'll actually be able to answer them live on the so I just got a quick text. So it's so distracting when someone texts you. Okay, so it is going to be a give and take like that. Instead of having him type, I'm going to have him kind of come on and you'll actually be able to hear his voice, which I think is much more personable. I could not for the life of me figure out how to add him to the chat where we are kind of looking at each other and he's on the screen and I'm on the screen, and that is so far above my pay grade, and I'm pretty technically savvy, but that was just, it was so crazy hard to do. Not that Ron is not worth it. I actually got a little makeup, a little dressed up for Ron. I thought I'd be a little more professional for my chat today, having a guest. I've never had a guest. This is cool. All right, so those of you who are on early, there's 23, 24 of you, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I have this weird fantasy in my head, or a desire since I was pretty young. I've always wanted to be a talk show host. This is like so goofy, non-Ryker related. And I just noticed 2 people dropped out of the conversation. 3 people just dropped out of the conversation based on 4 people just dropped. What's going on? Why are people dropping out? Okay, I'll talk about Rikers. Okay, my God. Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna tell my story, and whoever's listening is listening. I've always wanted to be a talk show host, like an Ellen DeGeneres. And I just thought that would be a really fun job for me, like interviewing people, having fun, doing skits. I've always wanted to do that. I just never had the means or the know-how to do it. So it's like a little secret thing in my head. Not that I like role play this and be like, hi, welcome to my arena. But I'm gonna role play today, and when I introduce Ron, I'm gonna be like, all right, this is my first guest. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna wait just another minute to call up Ron and get him on the phone. And this is like a little side thing. I do have a subscriber named Dale W that I'm trying to reach out to, and if you could possibly kind of find me on Facebook, and you can go to my Facebook page, Beth's Ryker Rides. Anyone could go there, of course. It's just, it's really not so much about the Ryker. It's just kind of like a little personal Facebook page that I put on there for people who want to kind of see a different side of me. And I usually just post funny motorcycle memes or videos up. But you're welcome to go check that out. That's kind of neither here nor there. Just kind of like another way for people to chat with me directly. So Dale W., if you are watching, please go message me when we're done with the chat, not now. Message me on my page, Beth's Ryker Rides. I have a question I need to ask you. Da-da-na-na. Okay. Anyway, and next, what else do we want to talk about I think we should just get to it. Because here's my thought. You guys all jumped on time, and I appreciate it. So, and you guys should be rewarded. So let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Ron, and let's see if he picks up. I know he's watching, so he better pick up. So let's see something to voicemail. That would be funny. Okay, let's try this. All right, so should I introduce my first guest? This is Baja Ron. Okay, let's make this official. Let's do this. He's from Tennessee, my first guest, and I'm not sure if this is public information, but I'm sure he's proud of it. He used to be a firefighter and run into burning buildings. I just learned that last night. So he's just a super cool guy. And let me tell you the backstory of my relationship with him. So I started off talking with Custom Spiderworks, who I will put their link below after this goes onto. Hey, George is stop. George is watching. I was on the wrong. Oh no. Oh, is that what's happening? That's probably what's happening. I put a little other link on there. Sorry, George. I hope other people are able to get on. Yeah, I messed that up. Sorry, Frank. You know what? All right. This is going to be a word question for Ron that's watching. I don't know if you're able to do this, Ron. You're a moderator on my channel. Can you go in and delete? Let me see if I can do it on my phone. Hold on one second. Let me delete this other chat that people are kind of going to. Sorry, technical difficulty. Please stand by. All right, let me see. Apparently, I tried to do this countdown thing, and then people are on a different chat. So let's see. I don't know how to do it on here. There's always some technical glitch. Everyone's probably on this other chat right now that I posted, and I don't know how to get on there and delete it. Ron, who's never been on YouTube or doesn't really use YouTube. You are a moderator on the channel. You have access to my complete YouTube thing. So if you could go into my live stream section and delete this other chat that I apparently started, and yikes. Okay, I think people are coming over from the other video. All right, so Ron, if you have the ability, and I know this is asking an awful lot of you, if you have the ability, use that little wrench and delete that other stream so people know to come over to this one. So I think people are starting to slowly come over now. All right, so you learn from each chat, and my next chat will be better, I promise. People watching the other stream where there's no video feed. All right, Bill, I'm going to add you as a moderator and have you go in there. So Bill, I just added you as a moderator to the channel. Can you help me out and go into my channel? I know you're like not available so much right now, but let me know if you're able to go into my channel as a moderator and delete that other live stream so people know where to go. What's up, everyone? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a 2-second pause and go through and say hi to some people while people are coming over. I tried to be cute with that countdown, and that's what happened when you're trying to do something. Okay. All right, so I have, let's see. So I've got Kay on here, Tim W, Preacher Ryker, Nate Dog, Ross Jack. Oh, I'm trying not to see people's last names. Sometimes I forget. We've got Dan from Custom Spiderworks on. We've got, who else do we have? Christopher. I'm always about to say someone's last name, Christopher. Your last name's on here, but I'm just trying to not announce it. Okay, we've got Charles Queen. Oh God, stop saying people's names. We've got Tim. We've got NBAC5. I really don't know how to pronounce that. We've got Carlos. We've got Bill. We've got John. We've got let's see, Harold. Hi, Harold from South Carolina. All right. We've got Frank, the grumpy Ryker rider, who I talked about last night's stream. His videos I enjoy. We were on the other link. Tim. Okay, so the numbers are starting to kind of come up now. I think people are coming over from the other thing. All right, so that's a little weird blip on my part. My apologies. All right, Bill's working on it. He's going to see what he can do. I see you, John. Thanks for watching. You're killing me. Okay. All right, so we have, all right. Sundog, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but hi. S-U-D-O-G, Sundog. Okay. All right, Big June in the house. How you doing? You were on my chat last night. Thank you so much. All right, and she says she's loving the grills, Bill. Okay, so if someone could just let me know if people are still on other chat. I might need to run and go edit it on mine if Bill's not able to do it. Okay, I'm gonna move forward because life happens and we're gonna roll with it, and I'm gonna appreciate the 44 people that are on right now. Okay. All right, Beth, cannot delete the video. It is still there, but I did let everyone know. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that's perfect. See, I knew your little wrench would work. Thank you, Bill. All right, Tom. Hi, Tom. You got your, oh, you got it, oh, you got your new shirt today. That's so cool. Anyone that has bought one of my shirts, don't forget, if you want to be in one of my videos, just send me a picture of you wearing the shirt, and then I will post it in one of my videos. Chris says, greetings from upstate New York. Prepared and staying safe in the Southeast. Okay, this is, yeah, thank you so much. It's just gonna be a small hurricane. Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to move forward, chin up, move forward. Okay, all right. All right, Kay is funny. Okay, all right, so anyway, people who are on my chat now live, thank you so much for taking your time of the middle of the afternoon. We're 18 minutes in and we haven't gotten anything accomplished. I apologize, but it's all part of the live experience. Thank you, Jason. And I'm so appreciative of anyone that's on live right now. That's just awesome. You don't have to be on live to win, but it's always more fun when there's a little bit of an audience going on. And those of you who are watching this later, wow, you missed an amazing chat, especially in the beginning. That was so much fun. Okay, let's get started. Let me call up Ron and get him going. All right, I'm sorry, Bill just said all the popular people are here now. Kim, hi. Yeah, this is the right one. Yes, 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 this is the right chat. All right, the border Ryker. 1 second, I always have to give a shout out to the border Ryker. George, I love you. You're just amazing. I love your channel. I can't push it enough. I feel like a border Ryker stalker because his channel is so great. And I watch a lot of YouTube channels, but a lot of times I can't keep up with them. I've just somehow gotten so busy with life and with everything. Thanks, George. And but I never fail to watch one of the border Ryker's videos. He is just awesome. He is desperately trying to get to 200 subscribers, and he's like 20 away or something. So if you could take a second and subscribe to his channel, not just because I wanted to get to 200, because you're missing out if you don't subscribe. I just love he's got this awesome accent. The scenery is just spectacular, epic of the Scottish borders, and there's always a little lesson in there, and there's humor in there, and you learn all kinds of new Scottish words, and it's just awesome. So go check out the Border Ryker. George, I don't know why you're not at like 10,000 subs. It just blows my mind. So please, anyone watching, go get it. All right. That being said, I think I've done this enough, and let's call Baja Ron. He's probably sitting there going, I thought I was only going to be on for 20 minutes. It were 20 minutes of this chat, and I'm just sitting here. So I apologize, Ron. But let's call him.
Hello, Beth.
Hello, Ron. You answered. Thank you so much. So yeah, we had a little.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I knew you would. I knew you'd have my back. So we had a little technical issues in the beginning with but it all worked out, and we're all here now. And let's get started. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Good. All right. Good. We're all good here. So I'm gonna jump right in, and I'm going to talk about your links for a second, and then please correct me if I say anything wrong or if you need to add anything, but...
You never say anything wrong.
Actually, hold on. Let me see. Before we get started, I need someone to kind of give me a little heads up if you could hear him. Let's see where the speaker is. Okay. I'm going to put the phone near the speaker here. Okay, so it should be good. Okay. All right, so... as far as the links are concerned, that's why we're all here. And these are the links that come on your existing Can-Am Ryker. Now, Ron, just so you know, Ron sells stuff more than just links. Obviously he sells the whole sway bar, which is the preferred method to go. And he also has, he sells for the Spider. He said, do you sell for any other bikes or just the Can-Am? Ron?
Just the Can-Am for
Okay.
Performance parts and service items like filters and things.
Perfect. Okay. So he does sell other things besides the links, like you just mentioned, and so he's on eBay, correct, Ron?
I'm on eBay and I'm on Facebook.
Okay. So he's on eBay and he's on Facebook. When we're done, I will post all that information down below, so you can just kind of click on it and get to it. If he's going to be communicating through, voice like we're doing now, but if he feels so inclined to put that information on there or put his put his email on there, then you'll see his name will have a little wrench next to his name. So he's easily accessible, and he can help you out. So if you want to do that, Ron, that's cool. If not, we can wait till later. But I just want to talk about the links for a second. So the links that come on your bike are these plastic pieces. Yes, they work. Do they work enough that you can have a pleasant ride with them? Absolutely. Does Can-Am recommend that you replace these? This is an interesting question. Yes, they actually do recommend that you replace not just the links, but also the whole sway bar. And the reason why we know this is because Can-Am sells their own version of an upgraded sway bar. So I think it's a common question that Ron gets is, do I really need this? No, you don't need it. You should want it, I guess, is really, I guess, a better answer. But it is, so it is recommended to upgrade it. So it just kind of gives you a better ride. Correct, Ron?
Well, yes. It improves the handling quite a bit.
Exactly. Okay. So I am, okay, thanks. Dan from Custom Spiderworks just texted me saying he can hear everything. So I started doing this, a little introduction for Ron before I got very distracted by the fact that I was losing people and they were going through different chat. But how my relationship started with Ron is that I got all my information and I got all my product from Dan over at Custom Spiderworks. And then in preparation for my video, I started having technical questions, and Dan very nicely referred me to Ron for the technical questions and answers that I needed for my video, of my install video. And then first I was emailing with Ron, and then his emails were so delightful and so interesting and so insightful. So, and then eventually it got to a phone call, and then another phone call, and then we just started talking, and then I was like, hey, what is your thought about doing a live chat with me? And he hesitantly said yes, but only because he's so busy, not because he doesn't want to do it. But so anyway, this, to me, it's a huge plus for me that he's in the chat. And so thank you so much, Ron, for being here on my little chat. I appreciate it. Okay.
No problem.
That being said, so these are the links that Baja Ron makes, and I will open the package up and I'll show you like the difference real quick, because it is worthy of. So I don't know if you heard that, but that's it falling. So these are the differences of the links. So they're the same size. You know, everything is the same size in terms of, so it's very similar in length, but everything else is completely different. And so Baja Ron's product is made of billet aluminum, and it is, how did you explain it? Aircraft strength? Is that right, Ron?
Aircraft quality billet aluminum, yes.
Yeah, so this is aircraft quality. So what that means is, I mean, just obviously this is clearly a better product. So you've got plastic and you've got billet aluminum that is aircraft quality. So it just, to me, it's a no-brainer, especially swapping out the links. It's such an easy project. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So it's, you know, I highly recommend the product. This has been a month-long series for me of it's like been a month of Baja Ron. So let me get to the questions I have pre-done for you, Ron, and then we'll get to the giveaway. Okay, so some of the questions I have are, all right, so here's what John D writes. With the sway bar installed, is the ride softer or harder?
I'm sorry?
So John D writes, or he asked, with the sway bar installed, is the ride softer or harder?
The sway bar doesn't really affect the harshness of the ride at all. That's controlled by the shocks and the shock springs. It just gives you a tighter, more confident, more stable ride. So it isn't going to affect the ride quality.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so he also asks, he has a couple of questions, which is great. He also asks, would the sway bar improve two-up riding, and in what way?
If you've ever driven a go-kart, it feels like you can go around a corner at any speed without a problem. That's kind of the tendency that the sway bar gives you. It just gives you an awful lot of confidence in the curves. It makes it more stable. It doesn't lean as much. It's very hard to describe, but it's very obvious when you ride it.
That was more for, perfect. That was more for my first. Can you hear the second question I asked? The second question was, does it improve two-up riding, and if so, how?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting you real clear. Say that again.
Okay, sure. Okay, hold on. Oh, do you have the YouTube channel muted so there's no back feed for you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Because there's a delay.
Okay. All right. So I switched my phone around so you're facing me versus the computer. So tell me if this helps. Would the sway bar improve two-up riding, and if so, in what way?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. The more you load the spider, and the higher the load is, which the rider is up high, the more the sway bar improves the ride. And typically, the passenger notices more improvement than the driver because they sit higher.
I totally would not have guessed that, but that's interesting. So, that's pretty cool. So to answer the question for John is yes, the passenger, the two-up passenger actually has a better ride and even more noticeable than the driver. That's awesome. Okay. So his last question for John is that he's not as handy as Beth and me. And how long would it take for a dealer? How long is expected if you bring this kit to a dealer? How long should they expect it to be with the dealer in terms of, how many hours would it take?
I don't have a good feel for the Ryker yet because it hasn't been out long enough, but most dealers will do it for 1 hour or 1.5 hour of shop time labor, and that's pretty reasonable.
If they know what they're doing. If it takes longer than that, it means they've never done it before. They don't know what they're doing, pretty much, correct?
Yes, I have had customers give me ridiculous amounts for install that the dealer quoted them, and usually that means they don't want to do it.
Right. And that's a pretty much a good sign. You shouldn't have them do it, correct?
Well, the dealer is going to expect that this install is going to be the same as what the book calls for, which is really, really tough. And a lot of installers don't want to do it. They don't realize that all they have to do is cut the original bar, and the rest of it's like to somebody that's experienced, is like a 15 or 20 minute install.
That's interesting. It definitely did not take me 15 to 20 minutes, but of course, I'm very inexperienced. That was the biggest, it was interesting. Doing the sway bar install was the biggest job I've ever done. Not the most technical, but the biggest job I've ever done. And it really wasn't that big of a deal. It took time and patience, but it really was not that hard to do. It just kind of just doing it. So, all right. So, okay. I forgot what I was going to say, but
if you did it again,
yeah,
if you did it
of
again,
course.
it would be much quicker, and that's what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Dealership.
Yeah.
If it's done 2 or 3, they should be able to do everything after the cut in about 15 or 20 minutes, not the whole
Perfect.
install.
Yeah, of course. And I think what you had mentioned to me last night was if you bring it to a dealership, you really need them to use your instructions or even my video or whatever, probably just your instruction would be perfect, instead of the directions that Can-Am uses, because Can-Am is, you need to take a lot of stuff off to get it because, that it's, the curved sway bar. So that's a good recommendation, right? Is to have them use your directions and not theirs, correct?
Yes, the customer needs to make it clear to the dealer that this is a much simpler install. Right. Otherwise, they're going to quote you a lot higher price.
Perfect. Okay, next, Terry L. asks, when riding on the highway and I hit a bump, I feel out of control. Will the links help with that?
Yes, the links will. Here's the deal. I never really did too much testing with links only. You've done more, Beth, than I've done as far as the links only test. It was never my intention to sell with links alone. So it wasn't something that I really put through the paces. But what happens with the sway bar improvement, any sway bar improvement, is that it brings the tires back into contact with the pavement much sooner. So you don't have the oscillation that the bump causes continuing on. It's kind of a bump and gone. I can't really say how much improvement in that area are you going to get with just links, because again, I haven't tested it in that area, but I've got a lot of customers that tell me that the links improve handling, and so I assume that you're going to get at least a percentage of the full kit improvement there. I just can't really put a quantity on that.
Okay, no, that makes sense, of course. Are they adjustable at all, someone asked?
No, I know that there are links that look similar out there. They're adjustable. Mine are not adjustable. If they were adjustable, it would be a bad idea. You don't want to adjust them. The length is absolutely correct. The engineers at BRP did a good job on the length. So you don't want to adjust them. They are not adjustable. You couldn't adjust them if you wanted to.
Perfect. Elena D asks, what colors, if any, will be coming out and when?
time had some requests for green. If I get enough requests where I think I can go to a volume and sell them, I may, but I don't have any time frame. Frankly, right now, I'm doing all I can just to fill orders and get things shipped.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the colors you have are phenomenal. And the introduction of the blue was just perfect for my bike, so thank you. So now we're starting to get some color requests in. They want green. How, someone asked, which I think is a great question. So if they get, say, the silver links, how easily could they spray paint it or sand it down and customize the color themselves?
If you sand them down and give them a little bit of surface, you can paint them any color you want. I've had customers paint them to match.
And it stays on pretty well?
As far as I know, I've got, I haven't had anybody contact me and say that it didn't stay on. I think if you use a high quality paint and prepare it a little bit properly, it should last, as well as any other paint job.
Perfect. All right, so I've been ignoring the chat. So what I'm going to do now, Ron, is go kind of backtrack a second and see if there's any questions that came up while I was chatting with you. All right, so give me 1 second. I didn't realize this. I've someone just said they installed it and they didn't even read the instructions. They just followed my video and it worked perfectly. That's really what I want my videos to be. I am a very visual learner, and I have a hard time following instructions for some reason. Ron's instructions are great though. They really they're well printed. They're in color. They're not. I've had people that have sent me directions to install directions written on like the back of a napkin, it seemed. So Ron's instructions are great and they're very easy to follow. And I was able to do that whole thing without contacting Ron and saying, hey, where does this go? So I was able to follow his instructions, but it's always nice to have a video to go by. Oh, Carlos, thanks to subscribing to George's channel. All right, I ordered a few summer links. All right, so it looks like we're good. Is there anything, not to put you on the spot, Ron, or is anything what's the most common question you get, Ron, from people, I guess? Is there anything that wasn't talked about that you think that like people are probably thinking it, but they didn't ask it?
I have a lot of people ask me if it'll change the front end alignment, which the answer is simply no. It doesn't have any, the sway bar has no effect on the front end alignment. So if you've just gotten the front end alignment, you can go ahead and put the bar on, it won't change anything.
That's a great question. What was the question that I got recently? You may or may not even know this question, but does it void your warranty by putting this on? You may not know that question.
Oh yes, I've had a lot of questions about that. We've been doing sway bars for the Spiders since 2010, so these questions are common with the application. I have dealerships that put the sway bar on their demo models on Spiders because they say they handle better and they sell better. So no, there is no warranty issues with the sway bar install. Okay,
so they're not going to say, well, Can-Am's not going to say, your warranty is void because you didn't use a Can-Am product.
Well, there's a myth that if they question one item, it voids your entire warranty. But the way warranties work is they have to prove that the item that you put on affected the exact warranty issue. In other words, if you put the sway bar on and the engine blows up because the oil was wrong, or something was wrong with the oil, they can't say it was your sway bar. You see what I mean?
Right,
it has to be apples and apples there. So, no, there's, like I said, we've been selling sway bars for the Spider for, over 10 years now, and there's never been a warranty issue. It's just not an issue.
Paul F. asks, does it affect your actual insurance? Like if your motorcycle insurance, like if you got into an accident, would that affect it at all?
No, there's no effect on that. I've had people, there have been people that have had insurance claims, and customers call me all the time with input, which is really great. It helps me to refine my products. And there's never been a warranty issue of any kind. Or insurance or any kind of issue along those lines.
Awesome. So John J writes, he quotes you and says, you couldn't adjust them if you wanted to, meaning the links or the sway bar. And then he says, oh, Ron, we obviously haven't met yet. I think that's funny. He's making a joke saying that he could adjust it, but no, it is not advised to adjust these. Do not mess with them, John.
Well, here's the deal. On a link set that's adjustable, you have a left-handed thread and a right-handed thread. And as you turn the center, it gets longer and shorter. But my links have both ends are right-hand thread. And I know that it'll confuse some people, but you can turn the center all you want, and the length won't change.
It's cool. I love how the links. I'm going to show one again. I love how the links have. This is like totally. It's self-oiling, I guess is the correct word, and it has. Is that right?
Self-lubricating.
Self-lubricating. So, and which is really cool, and you can feel them moving. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but you can easily move it.
Try moving the lime joints on the plastic links.
I have, and I will do it for the test. These things in here, you could use. I couldn't move these if I had a wrench or something trying to move them. These are so not pliable, movable. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So that was like a huge difference that I noticed by having those, and that was like a little difference that I noticed. So I did have some other questions that came up. Let me go back. If you change the sway bar, will it affect your steering?
Yes, it makes it better. The more the Ryker leans, the more misalignment you have in the front end. The way the geometry of the spring is. So as it leans, your front end alignment goes out of alignment. So with less lean, you get more accurate steering. And that's one of the reasons you can go around corners at a faster speed and feel safer. People tell me that all the time. I find myself going faster on the curve, but I feel better about it than when I went slower around the curve.
That's exactly how my feeling was. That you really feel like you can go much faster around a turn. That's exactly how I would describe it. Is you don't feel like the bike's gonna kind of tilt or turn or flip or what not that it would, but you just don't get that feeling. It's much more planted is really the only way to describe it. So basically this is what we just talked about. Harry W asks, does the sway bar make it harder to turn? It actually makes it better to turn, but that's me answering, but I'm sure he's asking you.
It makes it easier. I like if you did the dragon or something where you have all those turns in a short period of time,
right.
Your shoulders will get tired. What happens is that because it maintains a better front end alignment and you more go where you want it to go, there's less effort to turn the steering than there is with the stock sway bar or even the upgrade sway bar. The factory upgrade sway bar.
Perfect. And someone else asked, does it make the ride stiffer? And is there any way of obviously it gives you a stiffer ride, but in a good way. And is there a percentage? I know other makers of sway bars, they say they come up with 33% stiffer ride. I'm not sure how you measure that, but do you have an opinion on that?
Well, stiff is a bad word. It doesn't really stiffen the ride up. It just makes it more controlled. There's a difference. A stiff ride is like it knocks your teeth out, jerks your eyes around when you hit a bump. That's a stiff ride. The sway bar does not do that. What it does is it just gives you a more planted, more firm control, added control ride. And I think I've lost track of the question.
Yeah, I'm already on to the next one in my head, so we can move on. It just doesn't make it stiffer, was the question.
Stiff is a bad word.
It is.
It
It
doesn't,
is.
people get this idea that it's going to make the ride harsh, and it does not do that.
Right. So this question was asked a couple times. We mentioned that it was aircraft quality. So I don't really know anything about that, but people obviously do that are watching, and they asked, is it aircraft 6061? I have no idea what that means. But I don't know if you know what that means.
Yes, that's just an aircraft quality designation, so that you can order aluminum in all different grades, and those are just numbers that designate that. So yes, it is 6061 aircraft aluminum.
Okay, so yours is the 6061.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Bill, for posting my install video on here. That's sweet. And let's see. Let me see if there's anything else. So Tim writes, awesome. I'll be changing my sway bar now with all that information. See, I told you, Ron, this is a good thing. We got a good little. Ron and I are officially. He doesn't know this yet, but Ron's changing his name to Ryker Ron, and I'm changing my name to Baja Beth. He doesn't know this yet, but that we're officially changing our titles. Okay. And it says Baja Ron makes for a more solid, grounded ride. It says Deirdre, I'm sorry. All right, so Deirdre, I think that's how you pronounce your name, asks, does it reduce the feeling of bumps on the road? That's a very common question. We're talking about, I'm not sure if she's referring to just the links. We're going to assume it's the whole, well, I'm going to assume that whole question is referring to the whole sway bar change. So if you swap out the change, does it help with bumps on the road?
Yes, my answers are basically going to address the whole sway bar kit, because again, I haven't done much testing with just the links. And again, Beth, you've done more link-only testing than I have. But that's a hard answer, because I'm not sure exactly what we're talking about. I mean, there's like the rumble bumps on the side of the highway. It's not going to make a big difference for that. It's going to, when you go over a bump, like if you hit a piece of wood or something in the road, something that would be a hazard, it's going to put your tires back on the ground sooner. And it's not going to oscillate. In other words, you're not going to get a continued bump feeling from the initial strike. If you're just talking about anomalies of the road, it isn't going to make a big difference for that, because your tires are going to stay on the road surface, and you're going to feel those anomalies.
Do you, so would you agree it is not a magic sway bar?
Would I agree to what?
That it's not a magic sway bar?
No, it doesn't cure everything. No, absolutely not.
Right. I think that's a little bit, I think people, the sway bar in general, I have never heard of a sway bar before I got my bike and before I started doing my research on ways to make for a better handling ride. So I've never heard of a sway bar, and I don't know if it's a girl thing or a guy thing, but I had no idea what it even did. So I think people are expecting it to be like, when as soon as you put it on, you just float on the road, and you can't even tell you're on a motorcycle, you're just hovering. So it's not, I mean, you have shocks, you have all these other components that make your ride either too stiff or more comfortable. And so there's so many different components that affects. And so you can't just rely on a sway bar to cure all the concerns that we have while we ride. So I think that's a common question that people have.
I'd like to answer Charles' question.
Yeah, please. Thank you for reading.
You don't have to lubricate the links. The race is a nylon race that the ball rides in, and it's got embedded lubricant in it, and it's the lifetime of the unit. And so it will turn smoothly. Beth will turn that a little bit. Just move that link, that high joint link a little bit, Beth, if you would.
It's kind of hard because my nail. I'm glad I did a manicure before this. Hold on.
It will do that forever.
So here, now I can show you because I have it tilted this way.
And it's a little hard to see, but that will turn forever. It's lubricated permanently. You don't have to, matter of fact, I recommend you not lubricate it, because if you put any grease or oil on there, it will attract dirt, and then you've got sandpaper, and it will wear the joint out. And that is the Heim joint link, right? The Heim joint portion. A lot of people talk about Heim joints. That's just the ball in the race. The whole unit is an in link where the Heim joint is. So if you want to get technical, there you are.
Yeah, that was a question John, or comment John was saying, that a better Heim joint with using your product is your better Heim joint. Yeah, it's weird. There's so many names for these things out there. People call them dog bones, which is my favorite because they look like a little dog treat. There's like links, Heim. There's like a lot of different names out there. See, Frank from Grumpy Ryker Rider, just so funny. He writes, he did a whole video about, he kept losing his cup on his rides, and he had it on a video. It was hilarious. And he has a YouTube channel, and so he asked, will the sway bar keep him from losing his cups? No, it is not a magic sway bar. That's funny. Okay. So then Johnny writes that he's had 2 spiders, and Baja Ron sway bar is the least you can spend for the most boost in handling performance. You should write that down, Ron. That's a good little quote for your thing. The least you can do basically for the biggest handling. I like that. All right, so. You're right. So.
John has a good statement there, John.
Yep.
There's a lot of names, just like the in-link, dog bone, Heim joint. The sway bar is actually an anti-sway bar, but people drop the anti, and some people call it an anti-roll bar, which is also accurate. All those names are applied to the same component.
Right. Yeah, it is where they call it a sway bar. Like it's meant to. It literally is an anti-sway bar, but yeah, everyone calls it a sway bar. But yeah,
Correct.
I think that is an easier way to look at it instead of an anti-sway bar. I think is a great name for it, or an anti-roll bar. All right. So, is there any other comments or questions anybody has for Ron while he's still on? And I'm sure he has tons of stuff to do. Thank you both for doing this. You're welcome, Deirdre. So if anybody has any last minute questions, now is the time while Ron's still with us. And Ron, is there anything else that you think that people should know? Or I mean, I can't stress enough to go to Ron's Facebook page and go onto eBay. He sells a lot of interesting things that you need for your bike, such as he sells the Can-Am filters. He sells what else do you sell, Ron?
Well, basically for the Ryker, it's just the sway bar and the filters. I don't have a lot. I've got some other items that I'm working on developing, but again, I'm just so busy shipping product right now. I'm not having any time to develop any new products, and I'd love to do videos, but I don't because I don't have time. So people like you, Beth, are a great help to the customer, and really that's what it's all about. Everybody wants to go out and have fun, get the right thing, do it right the first time, and that really makes a great experience.
Anytime you want me to do one of your videos, Ron, I'll be happy to. Big or small, I would love to work with you again.
Well, you're doing spark plugs, right?
I know, that was a secret. No, it's now you just no, I'm just kidding. It's not a secret. Yeah, I have.
Just redact that.
No, beep beep beep. What do you want? It's live. There's no redacting. No, I have K&N filters from you that I'm going to do a video on, as well as spark plugs, and we'll get more into the spark plugs and at another time, another video. But so it's just really cool because you work out of Tennessee. It's like a little family business. It's just a nice. It's just so nice working with you. I think it's nice for people to kind of get to know you and hear your voice, and it's just a nice way to kind of get a a picture of somebody or a closeness of the product. So they're not just buying the Baja Ron product. There's actually a Ron behind Baja Ron. So it's just nice. I like buying from local people. I like buying from people, within the United States, just because that's where I live, and support other people. So you do a great job, and you do a lot for the community, and you've helped a lot of people. So it's very, very appreciated. That being,
Well, I love to ride, and I like to help other people enjoy their ride too. I mean, it's just a lot of fun working with customers and having people be happy with your product, and you know that they're out there riding and enjoying their Ryker more than they did before. So it's all good.
I'm gonna paraphrase something you told me, which made me want to work with you more than ever. I swear every time I've emailed Ron or spoke to Ron, every single conversation he says, I don't care if I hopefully that's okay, I'm saying this, please interrupt me immediately if it's not allowed. But his comment to me is always that he doesn't care if he sells another sway bar. It's about making the customer happy and educating them and making sure they get what they need. So, and he's told me countless examples of how a customer call him up with a question about their bike, thinking they need a sway bar, and he says, that's not really what you need. You need XYZ. You need new shocks. That's what you need. The sway bar isn't going to do that for you. And he'll lose the sale, but he sleeps well at night knowing that he's helped somebody make a great decision for their bike. And so from everything I know about Ron, it's not about the money, it's about helping people. And it's the same thing as and that's the connection that Ron and I feel like that we have, is that it's the same as my YouTube videos. I make this much money, like pennies per video. It's like almost pathetic. I certainly don't do my YouTube channel for the money. That is for sure. I do it when I love it, and I do it to help people. I really think that there was a need to show people how to do things without having to go to the dealership. And so I think that's the connection I have with you, Ron. And there's very few people out there in this climate, in this world today, that people can look to and trust for advice, for information. And you are definitely one of those people. So if anyone has any questions about anything, obviously, give the guy a break and don't bombard him with 1,000 questions today. But if you have questions, shoot him an email, and he may not get back to you right away, but he will get back to you. And he just cares about the ride. So thank you so much, Ron.
No problem. I enjoy it.
Ron, someone asked real quick, what bike do you actually ride? Because I know you do ride.
I got a 19 Ryker Rally. And also have my 2008 RS Spider that I still have.
Very cool.
And then I've got an M109 Suzuki, but I don't know that anybody cares about that.
Everybody cares about everything, Ron. If it's Baja Ron, we care.
Okay. 109's a beast. That's a wonderful motorcycle.
That's pretty cool. Is there between the Spider and the Ryker, do you have a preference?
To tell you the truth, right now I enjoy the Ryker. I can jump on that thing. It's so quick and it's so nimble.
Right.
And of course I've got my full sway bar kit on there, and I'm in the mountains here in East Tennessee, and I can keep up with anybody on that thing.
That's cool. I know. I wish I was in the mountains in Tennessee. Ugh, the riding. So that's why, you mentioned a few times in the video that I have more research. I've done more research than you on just having the links versus the links in the sway bar, and but it's not my assessment of the links and also of the sway bar really is very biased in a bad way, because I don't have any mountains. I barely have any turns. And I don't have windy roads. I'm not near Snake Road or anything like that. So, me riding around a parking lot trying to make quick turns at 30 miles an hour isn't it isn't the best way to test the links in the sway bar. Although I do notice, even in my scenario, I do notice a huge improvement. I honestly noticed a huge improvement with just the links. And then the sway bar was like the whipped cream on the sundae. You can have it without, but you really want that extra whipped cream. So I don't know if that's a pretty weak analogy, but that's kind of how my view is of it. But I wish I was riding in the mountains of Tennessee. I would love to really test that sway bar out. Okay.
Well, I've had customers tell me that they can tell the difference when they pull out of the driveway. And frankly, when I put the sway bar on the first time, I could tell as well. One of the misconceptions is that you have to be like Evel Knievel to appreciate the sway bar, and that's not true. The harder you ride, and the more mountainous and curvy that you ride, and the two up and various things like that, you'll appreciate it more. But you can ride a fairly mundane riding style and still appreciate the advantages that the sway bar
Oh, absolutely.
will give you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like someplace else. But I literally noticed it out of the driveway. That's a great way to explain it. Just the second you turn that first time, the bike just feels better. It's great. Someone asked one more question, then we'll do the raffle, the giveaway. But I think it was Omar. Omar A asked, does a sway bar help with the wind? That's a great question. That's why I went back to it.
Yeah, we kind of left that out, yes. Any kind of crosswind when you're passing big trucks on the freeway, you kind of get that suck, and then you get the blow as you go by, and it kind of tends to move the Ryker around. You lose all of that. It doesn't bother you anymore. It's amazing. I know coming from the manufacturer, that doesn't mean a lot, but you put it on and try it, you'll see. It really does make a big difference. Absolutely.
Okay. So do you want to stay on, Ron, with me for the giveaway, or do you want to hang up and start your day?
Oh no, I'm not a quitter. I'm hanging in here. I want to see the raffle.
All right, let's go. All right, so I'm ready to start. I'm excited for my winners. Okay. All right, so let's see if I can do this. I have on my phone I'm going to show everybody because I don't want anyone to think this is, whoever wins, it could be somebody that's, been a subscriber of mine since day one and they win, and Bill Ramsey could win. So it could be anybody could win, and I just don't want anyone thinking that it's fixed. Yeah, good luck, everyone. Thank you very much. So what I'm using, I don't know if you can see it, probably not because it's too weird. It is, it's not gonna let me. The R on there stands for random.org. So that's what I'm using. And so what I do is I just type in, the numbers, and then it hits random and it picks it for me. So I'm not even kind of, doing anything. So let me get into, let me get into the number part. Okay, so this is the number part. You just type in a number, and then it tells you what to do. Okay, all right, so now that I do have that set up, I am going to get started. So let me kind of show you what my table setup is here, so you guys can see how hard I've worked at this. Okay, so we have the silver links. There's 139 entries for the silver links. There are 126 entries for the red links. There are 39 entries for the orange. So whoever put their name in for orange, there's a good chance there. The odds are forever in your favor there. And for blue also, there's 61 entries. So there's, it seems like the fan favorite here is the red and the silver, which I thought was it's just interesting. I like stats, I like numbers, I like stats, I like overanalyzing stuff. And I went through it a lot and made sure everybody was accounted for. I'm going to, so the people that bought shirts, just so you know that you did get the extra 10 entries. And I'm just going to read off, I'm not going to read off everybody's names, but I'm going to read off real quick a few people's names who bought shirts early on. And just to let you know that you did get the 10 entries, we've got K, Tom I, Herbert L, Angelita W, Leonora M, Amy P, Katrina C, Ghost, Lise LaSouth, Harry Toolman W, you know who you are, Johnny Cool. So those are, to name a few of the people who bought shirts, and I'm sure I'm missing a few, but those are the names I wrote down real quick before you took off today. And you all, because you're so gracious and you bought a shirt to support my channel, you got 10 entries. Also, before everyone clicks off, because I know as soon as the giveaway, everyone's going to take off. Doing the giveaways is my way of saying thank you to all the subscribers. I think in the middle of the night, I hit 3,500 subs, which absolutely blows my mind. I'm shocked that anyone watches a single one of my videos. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And doing giveaways like this, and I have more giveaways coming up. I have a summer riding jacket that I'm doing giveaway. It won't be for a while, but I'm actually giving away an exhaust, and I'm working with Brandon King to get that started. And so I've got a lot of good giveaways, and that's always my way of saying thank you for watching, thank you for supporting me, thank you for your comments, and thank you. So I appreciate it. Okay, let's get started. So I'm gonna do the blue first because that's my color, that's my bike. So I'm gonna do that. No particular reason. All right. So, oh, this is fascinating. This is so cool. Dan from Custom Spiderworks just chimed in and says, do two more entries, one for blue and one for silver, and he's going to donate 2 more to the channel. So this is so exciting. Thank you, Dan. This is so great. So I'm going to do 2 pulls for blue and 2 pulls for silver. Thank you, Dan. That's awesome. Okay, great. That's so cool. Okay, so. And it's from Custom Spiderworks. Please, it's a gift from Custom Spiderworks, and that's where I got all my stuff from. So that's where you want to go to buy your stuff. Okay, all right. Like I said before, you've got 100, and you got 1 to 61. What's that? Okay. All right. So we have. It's hard to see, it's too bright. But anyway, you have to kind of trust me, I guess. All right, so I put in between 1 and 61, and then, all right, hold on. Okay, and then, hold on. Okay, so then I hit randomize. So the first winner is number 4. A nice low number. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got Heather L is the first winner for the blue. Heather L. So I'm going to keep your name aside here for the blue. So contact me, whoever wins, contact me on my Facebook page, Beth's Ryker Rides on Facebook. And you can message me, and then you can privately send me your information. Congratulations, Heather. All right, so let's see. Next, blue. I'm gonna do another one, another blue. And thank you to Dan at Custom Spiderworks for this extra pull. And we have number 17. Number 17 is, so exciting. Eddie B is number 17 for the extra gift from Dan at Custom Spiderworks. Congratulations. Okay, so now blue is done. Let's move on to, we'll do the silver because we'll stick with Dan on this one. So I have to change my number because there's 139 entries on that one. So that's a big one. Okay. All right, so I did 139, and I'm going to hit random. 124 for silver. Let's see, lucky 124. It looks like 124 is a t-shirt winner. Hold on one second. Yeah, t-shirt winner. My handwriting is so bad, I shouldn't even have this on here. So the winner of the silver links, the first silver link is Katrina C. She got 10 entries because she bought a shirt. So you won a silver link. Let me write that down. Congratulations to you, Katrina C. This is so fun. Okay, next. We're going to do another silver pull because, again, I thank you to Dan over at Custom Spiderworks. Ooh, that's a good number. I love the number 18. Okay, 118. Let's see. Ghost. You win the extra. You can thank Dan for this at Custom Spiderworks. You won the extra silver links. Congratulations, Ghost. And thank you again for the support and buying the t-shirt. All right, now we are, all right, so, okay. All right, I have, someone just texted me, a dear friend of mine texted me that an anonymous donor, does he know how much it costs? Okay. The anonymous donor, before I give away another one, you know it's like $70, okay, for these links. How much do the links cost, Ron?
Yeah, they're $70.
They're $70. So before I do this, because I have an anonymous donor that wants to donate it, I'm not sure, I want to make sure that, I'm waiting for his text back to say that he still wants to do it, because it's $70. They're not, it's not like it's $10, so. All right, so do you still want to do it? Okay, I'm going to assume he does. Okay. All right, so our anonymous donor, we're going to do one more silver because there's so many entries on that one. So let's do one more silver pull from an anonymous donor. That's exciting. Mysterious. Who is this mysterious donor? Okay. All right, so, all right. 55. For the extra pull. Let's see. Jamie C. This is so fun. Anybody else want to want to do some extra pulls? Okay. So Jamie C, you won from our anonymous donor. I will let him know that you're appreciative. Congratulations. I'm sure you're appreciative, I'm assuming. Okay. This is so fun. Okay. All right, next. So silver is done. And now we're moving to red. And now red, I think I'm gonna let Ron choose a number instead of doing the organizer. So Ron, can you randomly choose a number between 1 and 126 for the lucky contestant of the red links giveaway?
Let's go with 1.
1? Because no one picks 1. That's a good number. All right, let's see. We've got our lucky number 1 is Antoine, I'm sorry, I don't know how, I'm not really good at names. So Antoine H, there's your name. That is your pick from Baja Ron chose yours at number 1. So you win the red. Congratulations to you. All right, now we've got orange. I think I'm gonna have Ron pick this one too. I don't know, I like it. All right, let me take a vote real quick. Should Ron pick it or should it be a randomizer? Let's see what people say.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
I'm gonna get you in trouble. I know. I'm gonna leave it up to the viewers. So we have Ron pick or red. All right. Someone said random, so we're gonna do random. Okay. Someone else said Ron. All right. The first person that entered said random, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Someone asked. Oh, someone said I should plug. This was a fun one. Someone said, "Give me your age," and then pick that. Should I do that or should I do random? Actually, no, I can't, unless Ron's 39 or younger. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna guess that Ron's age won't work. Okay, I'm gonna do random only because that was the first person someone said, and I don't want anyone thinking it's weird. I don't want Ron to get in trouble. So here we go. So we're gonna do random. So it's 1 through 39. Let me change my numbers on here. And, all right, so let me make sure that that's the correct count real quick. All right, so here we go. So random 28. Let's see. Our lucky orange link winner is da-na-na. Chris M. You win the orange link. Congratulations, everybody. That was so fun. Let me write that down. All right, and that's all for my giveaways. I think that was so awesome. We've got a donation. We had 3 donations that randomly came up for extra links, so that made it really great. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 links to go out, and I will send them out this week. And I'm so excited. Thank you guys for sticking on. Oh my God, we've been on forever. So I'm gonna let everybody go and start their day. Thank you, Ron, so much. If anybody has any questions, I haven't gone through the comments, I apologize. Obviously, I've been a little distracted. I will read them all later, I promise. Dale W., if you're watching, I have something I need to ask you, so I can't seem to reach you. If you could private message me on Facebook at Beth's Ryker Rydes, I'd appreciate it. I just have a question for you, nothing urgent, but I'd like to help you with something. So that is it. Thank you guys so much. Anything else to add, Ron, or are we good to go?
This was fun, Beth. Thank you very much.
It was so fun. Thank you so much for being on and being a good sport with everything. I know I told you it'd be 20 minutes, and we're 77 minutes in, so I apologize.
20 times 3.
20, exactly. See, that's how it works. All right, so we're good. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ron. If everyone could just do a quick goodbye to Ron and thank you in the comments to him, I'd really appreciate it. And this was a blast. And I hope you guys have a great week and keep watching and ride safe. And just you be you. That's everyone else is taken, right? All right, thank you so much, everybody, and have a great day. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.